This is a final hearing involving the Fife and the Schutz child. Mr. Graff, you may proceed.
Judge, I'd like to just kind of preface, we've got a number of issues, primarily housekeeping issues that we need to resolve this morning. But that is the basis, one of the bases for which my client is requesting an extension. Although mediation had been ordered, it has not been scheduled yet due to scheduling problems, just because of the sheer number of players involved. So what we would like to request today is for the court to order a date certain by which mediation would be completed. We are asking that the court treat today as a permanency hearing, and ask that an extension be ordered, in part because mom has made a good faith effort at service completion, and also because we haven't been able to mediate. Also, my client is in the midst of an active relative home study for Desiree and Dakota, which we believe will be completed relatively shortly. Lastly, there's some paternity issues outstanding as they relate to Desiree and Dakota. Ms. Flores did receive back acknowledgments of paternity from Mr. Fife, which we forwarded to Lubbock for processing, but we're being told that the Bureau of Vital Statistics won't accept if they're not completed by an authorized entity, and apparently my agency is not included on the list of authorized agencies. We did, however, discover 2 child support orders out of Kansas, I think the court is aware of. And there's been some discussion about whether or not a UCC-JEA conference between Your Honor and the Kansas judge will be scheduled. We think resolving the paternity issue will alleviate some of the mediation scheduling issues, because if we can establish Mr. Fife as the father, that's 2 less attorney schedules that have to be considered in terms of mediation. Lastly, I know despite these foregoing complications, I know Deandra would like to have her case severed and have her final dealt with separately. My client doesn't disagree with that. However, again, because of all the foregoing issues, we feel kind of hamstrung, and that's the reason why we're asking for an extension as to Deandra also.
All right. Let me just ask, I'm aware of some of these issues. Now, before I forget, as far as the UCC-JEA, there was an email sent to me saying I could just transfer them in. I can't do that. So I'm the one that sent the email saying I think I have to have that conversation. I asked that someone provide me with the contact information for the current judges on those 2 documents, because like they were old enough, likely it's a different judge. So once I'm provided with an email address and a phone number for these either 1 or 2 judges, then I'll be happy to place that call and see if they will decline jurisdiction, and then we'll be ready to go on that issue. So
thank you, Judge. And I think my assistant has that information and will be forwarding that, or has forwarded that to your assistant. So hopefully that can move forward expeditiously.
Okay, so let me just ask all the attorneys involved, does anybody object to this extension?
No objection.
Okay. All right. Then first of all, I will go ahead. I will grant the department's motion to extend this case and retain the case on the court's docket. We will go ahead then today and proceed simply as a permanency hearing to see how the children are doing. So that having been said, Mr. Graff, you can call your witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would call Erica Flores, and if Ms. Flores would be kind enough to give the court an update as to the status of the case and particularly how the children are doing.
All right, Ms. Flores, if you'd raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Flores, I have read the affidavit that was, the report that was prepared for today, so I'm familiar with a lot of it. But Mr. Graff, we can go ahead if there's anything that's happened since that report that I need to hear about.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No, everyone's doing great. Dakota was recently moved to Levelland. He's doing great there. Caregivers reported he's a sweetheart. I finally got to see him in person, and he is a very polite kiddo. Opened the door for me. I took him to go get snacks. He opened the door for me to get in. So he's doing really good there. Deandra will be moving to Amarillo on the 9th. So next this coming up Monday, she will be arriving, and I will forward everyone that email. I just received the confirmation this morning. She will be arriving in Amarillo around 6:30 p.m. on Monday.
Hey, Erica, you said Deandra. Did you mean to say Desiree?
Yes, I'm sorry, Desiree.
Thank you.
It's Desiree. I apologize. I'm sorry. Tristan looks so confused over there. I apologize. I'm so sorry.
Mr.
Yes.
Pickard was about to have a heart attack there, I think.
Sorry, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I apologize. Desiree is moving to Amarillo, and I just received that email confirmation this morning, and I will forward it to everybody. And she's doing great too. She's super excited to be in Amarillo. And she's like, I just want to hang out. I was like, we will definitely hang out. Probably be on a Tuesday because she's going to get here pretty late. Deandra's doing good. She still has her little mood swings here and there where she'll, stay in her room and not come out. But Randy and Amber are doing their best at trying to provide us, a safe and stable environment for Deandra. She's just not, like what reports in the report, she's not quite used to that. So she's adjusting to, that environment. But the kiddos are doing really good.
Okay.
And Ms. Flores, could you also just give us an update on the home study or studies that are being conducted as to Desiree and Dakota, and what the plan ultimately is at this point?
Watch the tension build here. Pure suspense locked in every frame. The slow burn sets the stage for something unforgettable.
Yes, sir. I submitted an ICPC on the paternal mother, which is the grandma. And that is currently still pending. I did talk to Missy yesterday, and she said someone came out early last month to do to do her fingerprints, and they overviewed her home and stuff like that. So that is still pending. I haven't received anything on it. That is still pending. I also have another possible placement. It is a maternal uncle who lives in Midland, Texas. I did give him a call. I haven't received a call back from him. So I did leave another voicemail. So as soon as I get everything back from that, I will move forward with the home study on him.
Great, thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, I pass the witness, Judge.
All right, thank you. Ms. Flores, Dakota, the home study on the grandmother, Dakota, that's the grandmother that he does not want to talk to.
Yes.
And that's where the uncle comes in. He said that if he can't go home to mom, he would like to go to this uncle. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes. Well, he tells me and Casa different things. He'll let me but before going to his grandmother, he would like to go to his uncle. But then I do receive, notes from Casa, and he's just, if he doesn't go with his mom, he wants to stay in placement. So it's just, he changes his mind, it seems.
Okay. All right, then, Ms. Stevens, any questions?
Briefly, Your Honor. I was just wondering, does the oldest, Deandra, who's living with her dad, she still right now doesn't want contact with my client? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Has she given you any new reasons for that desire?
No, I ask her monthly, and she just doesn't want anything to do with it at all. Darlene calling her a liar in court really, really did hurt her feelings.
Yes. So during your direct testimony, you said that she's adjusting to finally being in a safe and stable environment. That's something she hasn't been used to in the past. My client continues to tell me there's no way her daughter would ever say that she doesn't want to see her. Is it possible, because you've had contact with the child and I have not, that because the child finally feels like she's in a safe and stable environment, she's expressing feelings that she may not have expressed prior to now?
Well, I mean, this is coming from Deandra herself. She's reported, there's, rules and, there's things that she has to follow. And she's even told Randy and Amber, like, she's just not used to that. There's expectations. So, I mean, she's just in a stable environment, and she's just not used to it. And she herself said that she's trying to adjust to, be in a safe place.
And would you agree that when children finally feel safe, they sometimes express feelings they didn't express before?
Yes.
Okay. Now, my client is just, and I'm not saying there's any evidence of this, I'm asking you. My client continues to tell me that I need to get to the bottom of who is coaching her to say that. Based on your interactions with the child, do you believe anyone has coached her to say she doesn't want contact with mom.
No.
Okay, pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Ms. Flores, what is the mother incarcerated for?
I'm not sure if she was pulled over here in Amarillo or in Fridge, but she got pulled over for no driver's license, no insurance, and failure to yield.
Okay, so we're just traffic offenses, not criminal offenses.
Well, actually,
Well-
Judge, I can answer that. I'm sorry, Ms. Flores. I
No, it's
reached
okay.
out to Mr. Trout yesterday. The information I was provided by Mr. Trout is she's facing some cruelty to livestock
Mhm.
charges that may be 2 to 10 years. And this information I just got from him this morning.
Daniel Trout?
Yes, sir. And I'll share this with all the attorneys so they have it. But that's what I received just before the hearing, 9 a.m. this morning.
What's his
And
involvement?
Your Honor, if it helps at all, when I spoke to my client yesterday or day before yesterday, I asked her because she told me about the traffic stuff, and I said, so you should be getting out fairly soon. And she said, I honestly have no idea when I'll be getting out. So she did not disclose the other things to me, but I had a feeling it was more than traffic. And at this point, she doesn't even know when she'll be getting out.
Okay. What's Mr. Trout's involvement with this? He does CPS for Potter County.
He's the county prosecutor. I just reached out to him because to help me understand on the jail roster what the charges meant and what she'd been charged with and what she was looking at. So I don't know that he's in charge of the prosecution, but he was helpfully provided me with that information.
He does nothing but child protection court for Judge Baker. So, but we're not aware of any CPS case out of Potter County, are we?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to be sure of that. All right, Mr. Michelson, you have any questions? You're muted.
Sorry, I thought I hit that. Ms. Flores, is there any new information about potential fathers?
You're muted, Ms. Flores.
I apologize. No, he's still currently in Florida. I do send him monthly letters. He did write the children. He wrote Desiree and Dakota, but unfortunately I'm unable to give it to them because there is foul language in those letters. So.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Who's he, Mr. Fife?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right. Okay. All right, Mr. Barfield, any questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Grant?
Ma'am, Mr. Fife is still incarcerated, correct?
Yes.
Where is he currently incarcerated?
He is in Florida in an institution. Do you want the name of the institution?
No.
Okay.
No, that's enough.
Okay.
And I just have a clarification for the record, no big deal, but in your permanency report, you checkmarked both that you were requesting a dismissal of this case and you were requesting an extension. It was actually your intent to checkmark the box on the page requesting the extension and agreeing with Mr. Graff's full announcement, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And again, no shade. I just wanted to be sure I had that on the record. I appreciate you. Have a good day.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. McDaniel?
How are you, Erica?
Good. How are you?
Good. Just for clarification, I know everybody kind of understands, but Deandra is back home with Randy and Amber at this time. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And things are going good. Yeah, I know you talked about her adjusting and stuff like that, but for the most part, things are going good.
Yes.
And to kind of go back to what Mrs. Stevens was asking you, Deandra herself is the one that has told you that she doesn't want to have any contact with mom. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Flores, is Deandra seeing a counselor?
Yes, sir, she is.
So at best, if mother has this concern, we can at least pass that along to the counselor so the counselor can deal with that, talking to Deandra.
Of course. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right. Thank you. All right, Mr. Nowak, questions?
No questions. Just want to say it's always good to see Erica, Judge. That's all I've got.
Okay. All right, then. All right, Mr. Graff, anything further from the department?
No, Your Honor, department rests.
All right. Okay, then does anybody else have any further witnesses? No? Okay.
No, Judge.
All right, Mr. Nowak, any recommendations?
Kids are doing well as they can be doing under the circumstances, Judge. I recommend continue TMC, continue placement, and I'd also like to commend CASA for their awesome monthly updates, and sometimes more than monthly. That's my recommendation, Judge. Thank you.
Absolutely. I always appreciate CASA reports. So speaking of CASA, anything else to add?
No, Judge, I think Erica covered everything quite nicely on behalf of all three of the kids, and we agreed to an extension.
Okay, thank you. All right, then, as I've previously stated, I will grant the extension and retain this case on the court's docket. I'll continue the department's temporary managing conservator. I'll continue all the children's current placements, and once again, I'll order the mediation. I understand it takes a while to get in, so that's reason enough to extend the case. So, okay, I'll go ahead and just set a next permanency hearing for August 20th, 2025. If we're ready to go sooner, let the court know. If not, that will be our next hearing. It will be by Zoom like today's hearing. So parties and attorneys can go on the court's online docket a day or two before August 20th to see exactly what time we'll have that hearing.
And
Okay.
Judge, if I may, thank you. Would you be willing to put a expiration date on that mediation, August 1st?
Yeah, I'll be happy to. Y'all kind of tell me. I know it's getting harder to get in. How long, what kind of expiration date do you want me to put on it that would be reasonable?
Well, assuming Your Honor can speak to the judge on the UCC JEA conference, if we're calling it that, I think August 1st. It may be ambitious, but I would request that. It would be nice to be able to do it before we come back to court, if possible.
Yeah. Okay. All right, then I will add that to the order that the mediation is to be completed no later than August 1st, 2025. Maybe that will help with the scheduling at the DRC. So
great.
Your Honor,
Thank you,
could we
Judge.
request that possibly an attorney mediator be substituted if the DNC is not available?
That's fine with me. This court's policy is always that the parties involved have to get permission from the referring judge. This would be Judge Raby, because the county has to pay for it.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
I'm pretty confident that Judge Raby will say go ahead with it, but just clear it through him so that we don't hear from the county commissioners barking at us.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, that will conclude this hearing. I'll be back here in just a few minutes for any of you involved on the Donnelly County final hearing involving the Slater child. So we'll be in recess. Everybody have a good rest of your week and have a good weekend.
You too, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Graham.
Now the action explodes. Notice the flawless timing and razor-sharp moves. This is where precision meets power in perfect harmony.
I do want to say something before we go. I'm not sure if Deandra was wanting to say something or if she's able to say anything.
I don't see Deandra with us.
Randy Pickard.
Oh, there she is. She's with her dad. Yeah. Deandra, I'm sorry. I saw your dad. I didn't see you. Is there anything you want to tell us today? You're muted.
The only thing I really was gonna say is that I really don't appreciate being asked if somebody's coaching me, because I feel like I have the right to say what I want to say, and nobody said anything to me that, and I just want to get this over, at least my part of it, out of this, because I'm kind of happy where I'm at. So
yeah, so you're telling me nobody's coaching you. You're saying you don't want to talk to your mom because you just don't want to talk to your mom, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're exactly right. What you said is you think you have the right to say what you want. You do. You're 16 years old. So this court takes what you want for yourself into great account. So, and I haven't heard, and I don't see any chance that you're going to be moved from your father's if that's where you're happy being. So we'll get this legal stuff over with you as quick as we can, but don't worry about it. I'll just go ahead to make you feel better. I'll enter an order today that says you're not to be removed from your father without a previous court order. So
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry I didn't see you. I saw your dad earlier when they announced you were moving to Amarillo. I thought he was going to have a heart attack. Okay. We'll be in recess. I'll be back shortly if any of you are on my Donnelly County case. So y'all have a good weekend.
Thank you, Judge. I'll see you at 11:30. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, on this one, I don't know what effect it will have, but I'm gonna try to do an order for my client to appear from Florida. I don't have a
Okay.
lot of faith that they'll comply with that, but I'm gonna try it anyways.
Get me anything you want me to sign. I'll be happy to sign it.
Thank you, Judge.
This is a final hearing involving the Slater child. And Miss Grant is with us representing the mother, Miss Kroll, who is not with us and not in the waiting room. Were you expecting her, Miss Grant?
This is strategy in motion. Every step calculated to perfection. It's a chess match on a whole new level of intensity.
I'm not sure, Judge. Let me check and see if we got a response.
Okay. I will note she's never attended a hearing yet, so I wasn't really expecting her.
No, I wasn't, but I didn't want to confirm that without
Okay.
checking.
All right.
Your Honor, I'm ready. The last contact that we had was way in the beginning, no contact since, and we concur with CASA that they have also been unable to communicate.
Okay. All right then. This case was set for 9 o'clock. It's now 9:35. We will proceed in Ms. Kroll's absence. As I stated, she's not attended a hearing yet. So, all right, Mr. Alvey, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Before I ask for any testimony, I have two exhibits I would ask the court to consider. Department or petitioner's exhibit number 1, Your Honor, would be a certified copy of the petition with original petition with the corresponding affidavit.
Okay. Objections? All right.
No objection.
One is admitted.
And petitioner's exhibit 2, Your Honor, would be a certified copy of the temporary orders from this court.
All right. Objections? All right. Petitioner's 2 is admitted.
And I would call Miss Cassie Kopic, Your Honor.
Ms. Kopic, if you'd unmute. Thank you, ma'am. Do you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Alvey?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Kopic, you're a St. Francis Ministries permanency specialist.
Yes.
In that capacity, you are familiar with Lainey. Her name's been changed now to Slater. It was Bug when we started the case.
Yes.
And Lainey is how old?
11 months.
And where is she currently placed?
Their dad in Pampa.
And her dad has been adjudicated and determined to be Mr. Adam Slater.
Yes.
Mr. Slater has had Lainey in his care now for several months.
Yes.
Is that placement meeting all of Lainey's needs at this time?
Yes.
Any issues with the placement at this time?
Nope.
Any concerns that you have after visiting the home with Mr. Slater and Lainey?
Nope.
It's clearly a good thing for Lainey to be in the home with Mr. Slater.
Yes.
Now, Lainey has some siblings who reside in the Clarendon Claude area.
Yes.
And has Lainey been able to have contact with her siblings?
Yes.
Mr. Slater's done everything we have asked him to do, and he is taking good care of this child.
Yes.
Child's mother is, we know her as Lori, but Laurella Kroll.
Yes.
And it's my understanding that Miss Kroll, soon after the baby was born, took the baby Lainey, to Miss Kroll's mother and left her there. Is that correct?
It was a few months after. It was in October when this case started, and the baby was born in July.
So it was 3 or 4 months.
Yes.
And my understanding is that Miss Kroll, when she left Lainey at Miss Kroll's mother's house, said, "I just can't do this anymore," and left the child alone.
With Connie, yes.
And Connie is Miss Kroll's mother.
Yes.
It's also my understanding that recently in an Armstrong County case, Miss Kroll's parental rights were terminated to Lainey's siblings.
Yes.
And those were done under what we call the D and E grounds, or partially done under the D and E grounds, showing that Miss Kroll was had placed the siblings in dangerous environment or acted dangerously towards them.
Yes.
Do you recall when that termination was done?
March 25th.
So fairly recently.
Yes.
It's also my understanding Miss Kroll has not reached out to you or Mr. Slater, and has not provided any support for at least 6 months for Laney.
No, she hasn't provided any support or anything like that. I did have a text conversation with her the day before we had that final, so the 24th of March, but I haven't heard from her since. And I don't believe Adam has either.
Now, Ms. Kopic, would you agree with me that Ms. Kroll has voluntarily left Laney in the possession of, she voluntarily left Laney in the possession of someone that was not Laney's parent, and left the child there for at least 3 months?
Yes.
You also agree with me that she's not provided adequate support, or even during that 3-month period when the child was with Connie, she did not provide support for the child?
She is not. I mean, she hasn't seen the child since she dropped her off.
And we're going to get to that in just a minute. I want to get through some of these others first, okay?
Yes.
Would you agree with me that Miss Kroll has left Laney alone for at least 6 months and not provided adequate support for the child?
Yes.
Prior to the removal, it's my understanding that when Laney was just a baby, that Miss Kroll would leave the child with her 2 older daughters who were teenagers, or one of them's a teenager and one of them's a preteen, alone without any adequate supervision. Is that your understanding?
Yes, a 7 and a 15-year-old.
Would you agree with me that that Miss Kroll, by doing that, placed the child in a condition of surrounding which endangered the physical or emotional well-being of Laney?
Yes.
And that Miss Kroll is engaged in conduct that knowingly placed the child in emotional or that endangered the child's physical or emotional well-being?
Yes.
We've already talked about that she's had her parent-child relationship terminated to other children under the D&E grounds, and that's been less than a year ago.
Yes.
Now, if the child was removed from the mom's possession and placed in the department's temporary managing conservatory in October, how many months would that be?
So 8 months.
Or almost 9. Would you agree with me there?
Yes.
And would you agree with me that that Miss Kroll has not had any significant contact with Laney in that 8 or 9 months?
She's not.
She's not had any regular visitation with Laney in that 8 or 9 months.
And she hasn't had any.
And since in that 8 or 9 months, you've only had minimum contact through text messages with Miss Kroll.
Yes.
You've not had any face-to-face visits. She has not worked any services that the court ordered her to work.
No, she hasn't in this case.
She has not provided you with any evidence that the environment that she's living in is safe for Lainey to be living in?
She is not.
You have done everything the court has asked you to do and everything that is reasonable under the circumstances to try to reunite Lainey with Miss Crow.
Yes.
That includes reaching out to her on at least monthly basis to try to advise her that she needed to work some services.
Yes.
That includes working with her in the prior case, in the Armstrong County case concerning Lainey's siblings.
Yes.
That includes advising her that Lainey was with Mr. Slater and offering to help her get to a point where she could exercise visits with Lainey.
Yes.
But Miss Kroll is not taking advantage of any of those services, and you've used all reasonable efforts to do that.
Yes.
Do you believe, based upon what we've just gone over, that it would be in Lainey's best interest to have Miss Kroll's parental rights terminated?
I do.
You've talked with Mr. Slater about that?
Yes.
And he's in agreement with you?
Yes.
Lainey's doing well in her placement. Mr. Slater wants to take full advantage of being the father to Lainey, and they plan on being a family.
Yes.
Today, if the court approves and terminates Miss Kroll's parental rights, are we asking that Lainey be placed in Mr. Slater under the permanent managing conservatorship of Mr. Slater or with the department?
With Mr. Slater.
And if the court does do that, are you asking that the department be dismissed from this case?
Yes.
You believe all that would be in Lainey's best interest?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Grant. You're muted.
Sorry about that, Judge. I couldn't get my buttons to work. Cassie, you have kept me updated regularly and monthly throughout this case regarding Ms. Kroll's progress or lack thereof. Is that true?
Yes.
And has she changed any phone numbers since the March 24th text conversation that you referenced?
No, to my knowledge, that's still her phone number.
And during that March 24th text conversation, did Ms. Kroll express to you any intent to try to regain custody of Lainey?
No.
Did she express any intent to return and engage in this case in any meaningful way?
No.
Okay. And if I were using all the contact information that you and I have previously discussed in notifying her, would it be your expectation that she received my messages since she's receiving yours?
That would be my expectation.
Thank you. Pass the witness, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Hamker.
Your Honor, I have no questions.
Okay. All right, then, Mr. Albee, did you have any other witnesses?
I do not, Your Honor. We'll
All right,
rest.
thank you. Ms. Kopic,
Here comes a twist. Expect the unexpected as the scene flips completely. It's a game changer that flips the script in an instant.
there was a service plan created for Ms. Kroll in this case, correct?
Yes.
And it's on file in this case?
Yes.
If I went through that entire service plan with you, we went down every service that she was ordered to complete. Has she completed any services?
No, not in this case.
Okay. All right. Would you say that that service plan was an attempt to have the child placed back with the mother?
Yes.
And I think you've testified to this, but she's not only not regularly visited, but she's not visited the child once during this case. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So would she say she's demonstrated an inability to provide the child with a safe environment?
Yes, she has.
All right. Thank you. All right, then. Ms. Grant, did you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor, I didn't have any witnesses. And for the record, I would just make a verbal motion for continuance to allow Ms. Crowell to attend. However, I know the court is likely to not acknowledge that.
Yeah, I see no evidence that she's ever tried or wanted to attend, so that motion will be denied. So
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Hamker, any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Barfield, recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor, I have recommendations. My recommendation would be that the mother's parental rights be terminated, that Adam Slater be named permanent managing conservator of Laney Slater, and that the department be allowed to withdraw from this case and let these people go on with their lives.
All right, then. Thank you. Ms. Young or Ms. Williamson, Casa, have anything to add?
Intense focus shines through. This moment demands your full attention. Every detail counts, and nothing is left to chance here.
No, everybody's muted, but Ms. Young's shaking her head no.
We're in agreement with Mr. Barfield.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, then based on the evidence I've heard today, as well as the exhibits that have been admitted, I do find that it's in the best interest of the child, Laney Slater, that her father, Adam Slater, be appointed sole permanent managing conservator, and I'll do so today. I further find that it's in the best interest of the child, Laney Slater, that the parental rights of the mother, Lorella Kroll, be terminated. I'll terminate those rights today based on Texas Family Code, Section 161.001, subsections B1A, B, C, D, E, L, N, and O. Almost got the entire alphabet in there. So I will name the I will dismiss the department, CASA, and all other court-appointed relationships after all appellate and de novo periods have expired. Ms. Grant, Mr. Hamker, just discuss with your clients, if you can, their rights to appeal and to a de novo hearing. All right. Since we have a final resolution in this case, there will be no other hearings set. Mr. Slater, I'll tell you what I tell all my parents when we dismiss a case. I'm sure you'll be happy not to have to see me anymore. So, and I take no offense to that. I wouldn't want to see me if I were in your shoes either. So,
thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you again.
We'll be in recess then until 10:30, at which time I'll call a Lipscomb County case. That is a placement review after final order on the Doris child. So we will be in recess. Y'all have a good rest of your week.
A powerful finale that ties everything together with undeniable impact. It leaves you breathless, craving more with every second.